Hello and welcome back to Lil Troyer Farm, where I try my best to keep it real around here on our small little farm located in northern British Columbia. So we are still in the dead of winter and enjoying lots of snow and lots of very, very cold weather. With this cold weather has come the need for deeper bedding, so I have been hauling forkfuls of straw all the way from this bale over to the goat barns and shelters, and just to try to keep them off of the cold ground. Man, oh man, our winters can be pretty miserable up here, I am not gonna lie, and I am so, so eager to be done with this cold snap. It is exhausting trying to do everything and then on top of that do more stuff because more stuff is needed for the animals when it's that cold out. So I think on this day it was right around minus 30 degrees Celsius. I would have to look at the weather history to get the exact temperature, but it was not very warm and I was having some issues with just the does being uncomfortable because of the cold, and so I decided forget this, let's just dump the rest of this straw round bale into the goat pen and I will worry about cleaning up all of the soiled straw in the spring. That's a future Amanda problem, not a right now problem for me. So I just dumped this bale directly in there so that I'd be able to pitch fresh straw off of it into their shelters every single day whenever I saw a need for it. Because when you have dairy animals in the winter, and I am unfortunately learning some of this the hard way, you have to be extra on the ball with protecting those udders and somehow keeping them warm. These crazy little goofers are growing so fast and doing so well, and they are loving the heated barn inside. The video of Rebel Rose's triplets already going out to the barn has already been uploaded, but I'm a little bit backlogged in some of my videos, and I absolutely am about to get on top of all of it. Yay! So these little guys were still in the house. This was February 12th. They went out to the heated barn shortly after that, but with just how cold it was, the barn wasn't staying warm enough for me to be comfortable sending these guys out from like plus 20 degrees Celsius house out to only like a 6 degree Celsius heated barn. And so I felt better about having them inside just a couple extra days, and they were thriving and doing so well with their bottle. My biggest game changer with bottle feeding this year has been this bucket feeder. I will never go back. It was trying to snow earlier. Now it has stopped. We've got 2 bucket feeders. We're gonna attempt to feed everybody at the same time. I've been just spent all day trying to record stuff for like once I finally catch up on everything. It's not going that well. Hello, hello. Okay, don't spill it, please. This is always the tussle. There's 6 of them and there's 6 nipples. But that little guy can never find that one. There you go. And we've got a tangled mess of babies. Chug-a-lugging all their milk. I'm going to clean this pen out and probably move all of these guys over into here. And I'll put the new 3 in this one once I clean it out. And then that way we can hook up the heat lamp a little bit easier. No, you're gonna spill it. No, no, stop it. This guy right there is the one that causes all the trouble. Are you stuck? Get your leg out of there. There you go. I've discovered that these gaps are minuscule, but they will find a way to get themselves stuck in there. All it takes is for one of them to start headbutting everybody else, and then these pails try to go flying. Who's yelling and not getting anything? The little monkey. My goodness, dude. So when I see things like that, I'm gonna pull one of them and move them into another pen when I can. Because I do want him to be able to have all of the milk that he needs, but he's just kind of being stupid. There you go. Look. No, don't be rammy. There's one right there. He just gets way too overzealous, and then he goes and knocks everybody else off. Hey. He's also slightly shorter, so that might be a problem. For everybody else, it's the right height, but for him, he's just a little bit smaller, even though literally beside him, this guy is his full brother. So that's wild. They can be that different in size. Just drop this just a little bit. And they're all happily munching. Whew, somebody's got some good milks happening. Yum, yum, yum. You guys have polished that one off already. Oh, flour's all done eating. Just got a few little stragglers that want some more. These bucket feeders are not perfect because they don't fully empty out. We're nearing the end here. Mr. Cherry Red guy over there decided he was probably full. It's always nice when they discover that they're full on their own. Oh, no, just kidding. Make me eat my words. Okay. So for the other little guys, they polish this off way faster because I think the nipple holes are a little bit bigger. I did cut X's in these ones, but that still seems to be taking them a while. Hey, mister. So I gave them each 2 liters, which if I gave them each pen. So the other pen has 7, including 3 Nigerian dwarves, which eat less and need less. But I divided 2,000 milliliters by 7 kids. So they're each getting about 285 milliliters per feed, which is about 8.5 ounces, which means about 38 ounces per day, which they're getting more because the minis are not eating 38 ounces a day. So the big ones are getting more, which according to the feed chart, depending on which percentage you're feeding them, that's anywhere from that 12 to 16 pound range. So even though they act like they're still starving, they're not being underfed, which is always scary to me, thinking that I'm underfeeding them because they're always acting so hungry. But when I check the chart, I'm like, oh, they're doing good. As long as I'm in that range somewhere, then I'm happy. Some days I feel like they probably would eat a lot more than others, but slow and steady wins the race. Alright, well, Honey ran off about 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago.
This is the third time she's run, which is why we do have her contained most of the time. All of the time, actually, unless we're physically out there with her, because she just takes off. Like, something spooks her and she's gone. The first time it happened, she ran 1.5 kilometers in about 5 to 10 minutes from the time, like, I went inside the house. 5 minutes later, walked out, and she was gone. Within a couple minutes after that, I got a phone call saying, hey, I've got your dog. So I'm at 79,946.9 kilometers. We'll see just how far she went. So she was outside with my husband. He bent down to pick up a bucket. There was gunshots kind of in a neighborhood lot, and he looked up and called her, and she was gone. So I made posts all over Facebook, and finally got a text saying, hey, are you missing a dog? And I said, yes, her name is Honey. Here's the information, here's pictures of her. And they said, okay, yep. And then I'm at this place, and it's a couple miles down the road. So I'm gonna go pick her up and take her home. Well, she curled up with some neighbors' sheep in their doghouse with the sheep in the sheep pen. So that's great. I mean, she didn't go too far, but she still went quite a ways. These people said that they've seen her in the fall wandering around. So I don't know if that means like she has a farm or, yeah, I really don't know. We've tried made posts on Facebook for a month, and nobody's come forward saying that it's their dog. She had an old, worn out collar. She was in rough shape. So I don't know why she'd be wandering that much and wouldn't be like going back home to her place, if that makes any sense. So I don't know, sad situation. Hopefully she can settle in with us, and hopefully she can settle in with the goats. I mean, she's great with the goats, but hey, are we home? That's a lot of running for one day. Goodness. Minus 22 degrees Celsius. It's pretty crazy cold. No puppies. Hey, what do you think? What was that all about? Did you kind of get scared? We want you to be home here. We want this to be your home. We do. Good dog. Yeah. I'm sorry, honey. Good dog. You had better not let this beautiful sunshine fool ya. It is minus 19 and it feels like minus 30 right now. So it is frightfully cold still. Isn't that right, my lovely ladies? I'm going to get them some mash started. Okay, it is not milking time, Rose. Excuse me, everybody. I'm gonna get you some nice warm mash. Couple more days, Bambi. Hello, honey girl. Hopefully you stay home today. Whew, it has been a long cold snap, and I am more than done with it. But it is nice when there is sunshine. But like I said, don't let it fool ya. There you have it. Some beet pulp mixed with alfalfa pellets. I did add some camelina oil as well. I think I have to do some research whether or not that's a good idea as far as like human consumption goes. So like consuming the goat's milk if they are ingesting camelina oil. I can't see why not, but I don't really know. I feel like it'd be not much different than like a flax oil or something, but I probably should look into it anyways. So we're going to tuck that into the shed, and it's going to soak for 45 minutes to an hour, and then we'll feed it to the girls. I can't exactly do any cool shots right now because my tripod holder, phone holder thing is broken. So I have ordered a new one. It'll be here next week. And then hopefully we can get back into the routine of just the normal life, farm life vlogs. I'm looking forward to it. So I bought 2 bags of alfalfa pellets. This is one more. The one already went to the shed because I needed it. This is beet pulp. I got 4 things of shavings, and then a thing of black oil, sunflower seeds, and then a bunch of cardboard boxes. So I'm going to haul the shavings to the shed and get the kid pens all cleaned out. Oh, she came to say hi and then she buggered off. Honey, where are you going? Honey! There she comes. Oh, you good girl. Oh, you good girl. Whew. Alrighty. The boys have been fed. The horses, we've been feeding them out of a round bale because it's been busy and chaotic lately. And they actually pushed into the weaner pen, and it just made the most sense just to have them all feeding off a round feeder for now. Plus with the -30 stretch for like 2 weeks or whatever it was, I wanted them to get what they needed. And so we've just kind of been lazy. Ew, don't eat poop. Kind of been a little bit lazy in that regard and just feeding them off the round feeder. Look what happened. Eesh, talking about lazy. We've been leaving garbage. Well, actually, no, this was a puppy pad that was from my staff that ended up elsewhere. This is what happens when you're running ragged. Things get left out. That is completely my fault. Hi. How's everybody doing? Ready for some dry bedding? Hi, little stinkers. What are you doing? What are you guys doing? Hello. Let's clean it up for you. Get you some dry bedding. There. So much nicer. So much nicer. Alright, come back in here. Look at the nice clean shavings for ya. Hey? You guys know that it's almost food time. We need warm weather so you guys can run around outside. Yes. Here we go, pen number 2. Nice and clean bedding. Oh, skunk. You're a crazy man. You're a crazy boy. Oh, you're gonna pee in the nice fresh bedding. Perfect. Good girl. Take that tote out and then empty it out, take the bag out to garbage. Just, you know, part of the informational of my videos. One bag of shavings is $10 or $11, and it does 2 pens. And this bedding will need to be stripped down and changed within 48 hours. So yeah, having baby goats, it definitely adds up pretty quick, right? Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't quite pay enough for the bedding, does it? Oh, don't chew on my finger. That's ouchies. That's ouchies. Yeah. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, thank you for the snuggles and kisses. I'm sweltering with my hat on in here. Right? There's our massive pile of used shavings in a bucket that got shavings frozen into them. The dogs smell all of that milk-based manure from the goat kids. Isn't that right, honey? I know you're being so sheepish because I told somebody else no. It wasn't you. It wasn't you. Of course not, because you're the perfect angel. Except for your desire to run away. Isn't that right? Yes. I collected a bag of trash. I'm proud of myself. I don't know, something about farm life just gets nuts, you know? Like, you take hay twine or net wrap off of a hay bale and you just roll it up and you throw it in a pile, and then you're like, oh, my farmyard looks like a dumpster fire because I'm not picking up all of the trash and walking it to the dumpster. And you know what? It's a habit. I need to get into a better habit of just taking care of stuff. And honestly, a part of it all is not even having homes for everything yet. We're so cramped for space. We have lack of storage space even within our home. And I'm a big believer in, like, don't have too much stuff, don't have too much clutter. And then you have a little farm. And you go, well, I might use that one day. And you're frugal. And you go, well, I don't want to buy that again if I need it again. So stuff accumulates very quickly. This is the pump shed. This is where our pump tank is, our well head. This pumps water to our house, as well as the 2 automatic waterers for the horses. One for the horses, one for the goats. And that's what pumps water everywhere. So thankful to have a well, don't get me wrong. But this place, we've got pipes that have leaked, so the floor is disgusting. The rot has come up the walls. It also doubles as our tack shed and a few random tools up here, as well as, yes, you guessed it, our feed shop as well, because there's not really any other good places to put it. And yes, moisture and feed, not a good thing. We've got it kind of like in a raised box is where the feed is. I've just got to move the one alfalfa bag of feed. But this wooden box, I believe it was used for potatoes maybe, like potato storage, kind of like a cold storage room, and then kept at like 2 degrees or something. We've just been using it for feed sacks and to keep it off the ground. The one shed that we have, that's a lie. We have also an electrical shed. That's kind of my husband's hobby shed, where he's also a trapper, and so hence the beaver furs. I'm not wearing my fancy Canadian beaver hat today, but he traps beavers. He traps predators as well. So no, we're not like these. I apologize if anybody takes this the wrong way. We value animals. We believe that God has created each animal for a purpose, but there's also predator management and predator control, as well as animals that actually cause issues and destruction that need to be taken care of in a respectful and management way, not to be, mistaken for let's wipe out a whole population of, say, wolves or something. But when you have ranchers that are losing, dozens upon dozens of calves in a spring, or your deer and elk population plummet, there's times where we as humans actually do step in and try to aid in that. I believe that humans can dabble their fingers in ways where they cause more harm than good. Don't get me wrong. But anyways, that shed is a trapping shed that my husband uses. So he puts up all his furs there, and then he sells his furs to a fur trader. And so that's that shed. I'm not putting feed in there because it smells like carcasses and furs and disgustingness. Anyways, we have one more shed that's got most of our like house storage stuff. It's not that big. And it's also not mouse proof. There's a big gigantic hole in the wall, and I don't really want to put feed in there and lure all the mice in. And then we have a wood shed where we stack all the wood. We can park the lawn tractor, have the table saw, but it's not fully enclosed. So an absolute no-no for grain and feed sacks and stuff, because it is not safe from the snow and the rain and the wind at all. Which leaves this place, or I guess my greenhouse, but my greenhouse, I don't really know what we're doing with my greenhouse yet. I don't have a green thumb, so we might have to think twice about said greenhouse that was here when we moved in. Anyway, enough rambling. My slop is ready for the girls to enjoy. They barely let me get it down on the ground, and they're all, for the most part, very, very excited about eating their slop. Because the hay quality has been less than stellar, unfortunately, I've been, especially now that they're lactating, starting to supplement with some soaked alfalfa pellets and beet pulp. It's got lots of extra protein, and the beet pulp provides good fiber. And then the little drizzle of camelina oil, plus then the already hydrated food is also boosting their hydration levels. So that can also aid in upping their milk production. Oh my goodness, look at that face. Is that good? Ew. You guys are just getting right in there like piggies. Alright, Willow, why don't you get in there? Got some pretty cute udders, don't we?